Page 39, Rise and Shine. On 138, they're introducing you to the idea of inverting that 4 chord we talked about earlier, the F chord. 4 chord is in C major. Okay, when you say a number chord like that, you need to know what key you're in. But an F chord is an F chord, doesn't matter. And inverting it, as I said, just means turning it over. So you take a note and you put it on the top. Or this note up here. You can go down if you want, I don't care. But you just need the F, the A, and the C. Those are the notes that make up an F chord. Doesn't matter where they are or what arrangement they're in. Those are the notes for an F chord. Root position, we talked about that earlier. Well, on page 138, they're showing you an inversion of this F chord because in music, we don't want to have to move the hand around every time we do these chords. But we don't need to. It's like when we do the C chord and the G7 chord was here. That's much more convenient because the hand stays put. We don't want to go here to here to here all the time. You're moving around too much. With an F chord, it's the same thing. All we're doing is we're taking the F chord and we're putting the C on the bottom. So you're here. It's called second inversion because when we count the inversions, we go up. So root, first inversion, second inversion. That's the arrangement, where C's on the bottom. So it's second inversion. And the idea is it's close to where we are. We're not moving the hand very much. Actually, you're only moving the thumb. This way we got all 3 primary chords for C major in right here, close in this hand position. We're not moving around. You should do it in both hands. And that's what they're talking about there. In Rise and Shine, you see it here. In the first couple of measures, left hand, it's a C chord. That's root position. You see, an EX means example, and they've written in an I. I think what they want you to do is write in the chord, the Roman numeral for the chord. So it's an I, 1 chord. And then on measure 3, it's the F chord, which is the 4 chord. So it's the Roman numeral for 4 is an IV. Stick it in IV. Next line is 1. Then the last line, you finally get a 5/7 chord. 18. And then a 4 chord. Ooh, that's unusual. Usually it's the 1, the 4, the 5/7, 1 is the order that go in. But here they turn it around. You don't hear that progression very often. That's interesting. Talk about Rise and Shine. Now, we covered the chords. Basically, I covered the left hand. Right hand then. It's 4/4 time. You're up starting here in this position. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These finger numbers are distracting to me. All you need is the finger number on the first note. You don't need these other numbers because you're here. Just play the note with whatever finger's on that key. And play it all legato at first. Now, second line, third measure. We're going to move. We're going to go from here to here. We're going to go up 1 key. And we do that here with those 2 A's. I already talked about playing multiple notes. No, I didn't either. Was that this book or somewhere else? I can't remember now. I've done so many books. Look. When we have repeated notes, many times, not always, many times it helps to use different fingers on those notes. Well, here you're playing the first A with 4th, and then they want you to play the next A with a 3. They circle it because that's Faber's way of telling you you moved. The circle doesn't mean anything to me. It's distracting. It's the 3 and the 4. The 4 and the 3 that I'm after. This finger and this finger. Because in doing so, I just moved the hand. So it's here. You just move it. Should go back and forth. Good practice. You ought to do it in both hands. But that's what that's about. 1, 2. Third line down, second measure, you got to bring the thumb down. You're still in this position, we're just bringing the thumb down for the E. And this T. Again, bring the thumb down. You're not moving here, you're just bringing the thumb down. And then the last one, now your third finger on G. Now we've moved. You don't move just because you move a thumb. We moved when the rest of the hand came down. So we actually moved on the last line first measure. That one. And then they're saying next time is crossover. Let's cross over the thumb. I think I've talked about this before. Just relax. Stay relaxed. And you can move around. Holding the note down with the thumb, you can still move around quite a bit. So relax. And just come over and hit it. Gently. Big deal. There's other ways we could figure this, but this is good exercise. Let's do it this way. Put the hands together. What do we get? We get this. Now those chords in the left hand are tied, so you just hang on to it. 2, 3. Left hand come up when I play the A because I have a rest in the left hand. So the last measure of the second line is here. Up. So now the chords are not tied. I'll play them again. And that's quarter note. 1, 2, 3. The rhythm. The last line, let's look at this. In the left hand, it's a half rest. That's 2 beats. So this chord comes in on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The right hand, we got notes on 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And of course, then at the end, the right hand comes up when you play the last chord. I went a little fast. You may need to slow that down a little bit, but get this rhythm. And I'm still playing it all legato. And once I have that, then I can go put in the slurs that they've got marked. So it's lift up, just a little lift up between each slur. In the third line down, you have accents on these notes. Just give them a little extra oomph. And then the third measure is an accent and a staccato. A nice light wrist staccato. I'm bouncing off the keys. I'm on the keys and I just bounce off of them. Like so. So that third line. And the bottom, the last line on the second and third measure, I'd connect all that. I disagree with the slur there. The slur, in my opinion, should cover 3 notes. You're not going to separate of the Lord. It's all got to, of the Lord. It's all got to flow together. So the last line. And that's an accent and a staccato there. Then we add the dynamics. Moderately loud at the beginning, and that's the melody, which is the right hand. Keep these chords soft. And you're staying that way until you get to the end of the second line. You see that hairpin, the arrow that goes up. You're going to go up to loud. There, in the right hand. Keep this left hand. You can get a little louder in the left hand, but keep it under the right hand so that at the last 2 measures of the second line, you're here. Now you're loud. I want to hear that note. That's what I'm after. And they're ending it loud. Okay, that's what they want. Speed-wise, brightly, it's a happy piece. What do you think it is? You have to learn it well and play it correctly first, and then you can speed it up. It's the melody. If you're going to sing it, I don't know. So forth. It's my impression of it. I don't know. You get to know it well enough and get into the music, you make it yours. And you interpret it as you see fit. And so your speed is really how fast do you feel it. These dynamics, you don't have to keep it all on one level. Like this moderately loud at the beginning, you don't have to stay right there moderately loud. You can get louder and softer as you feel it. Just stay within that area. Now they've got a little bit of pedal in here. See, there are different reasons for using the pedal. And I have a problem with many teachers, including the ones I had, is they don't really teach you when to use the pedal. They just tell you when to use it. Here, use it here, don't use it here. And you know, why? What's it all about? There's certain reasons we use pedal when we use pedal. And I try and incorporate some of that in these lessons. I don't want to overload you with stuff. I'm doing it anyway, but I didn't want to. But the pedal, I'd like you to understand why are we using, you don't need pedal in this piece. You can play the whole piece just fine without it. So why are we adding pedal here? Well, one reason we add pedal is if we have repeated notes on a piano and we want them connected, the only way to connect them is with the pedal, because you can't play a repeated note on a piano connected, like you can play two notes. So I can connect those. Sound-wise, but with one note, there's silence between the notes. No matter how hard I try, I can get the silence real short, but I can't get rid of it. It's still there. If I pedal it, I can connect the notes. That's one of the reasons we pedal. We have repeated notes here. However, that's not why we're pedaling this. I just threw that at you. You see, another reason for using pedal is that when we use pedal, it raises the dampers off of the keys and it lets all the sympathetic vibrations go, and that means a lot of overtones, a lot of other sound. If I play a note here without the pedal, it's this. If I play it with the pedal, you get all these other tones going. It sounds different. It changes the tone quality. And when you're adding a lot of notes without pedal or with pedal, it's a fuller sound. Without pedal, it's a drier sound, a cleaner sound. With pedal, overtones. That's the reason we're pedaling here. This is the climax of the piece. It's loud. It's accented. So we add the pedal to help us bring it out. So if I play, there's a third line down, first two measures. If I play it without pedal, it's this way. If I add the pedal, it adds to the excitement. And that's really why we're doing that, just for that little bit, for the climax of the piece, and then we go back down to what we. So when you play on the third measure on this pedal, you can actually, in this case, because it's accented and it's loud, you can push the pedal down at the same time, right with them. Usually we like to start the sound first and then release the pedal. That gives the sound a head start, so to speak. It grows. But when it's something like this, we can just explode it. Just so release the dampers immediately. And then on the third measure, when you play that chord, the pedal has to come up because we need a staccato. And we need to hear it. So as you play that, bring the pedal up. So, like so. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do the dynamics, but I will do the pedaling on this. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.